Hi everyone, I'm Cemal Bulunmaz, your jewelry professional, and today I will use that little orange machine to make point designs on that bracelet. Just have a look at our catalog, page 11, and you will see that we have plenty of point tools. We call them point or imitation stone, and you will see different variations. Here on this page you see different models and then little explanation about the tool. So you can see the patterns on the page 11. And here is a real point tool which you can see it detailed. It's a very tiny tool with a diamond tip on it with different shapes which gives the pattern on the gold ornament. And there's the head part which needs special balancing, and there's the shank which is 3 mm, and it's also important for balancing the tool. If you already watched our other videos, you will remember that I nearly always use that Bulunmaz micromotor for engraving our diamond tools. You can still use point tools with our micromotor, but today I will use another machine which is specially designed for the point tools. That's the pneumatic point machine. We use it especially for point tools, and as you see, the tip is not direct, so it's a 90-degree different head, so it's much easier to use point tools like that. It has a maximum speed of 80,000 RPM, which will give you really good shine when you are using the tools. And of course, it has a CE conformity, which means you can easily import it in your country wherever you are. It was developed by an American company and produced in America, so that means there is a certain quality standard. As I told you, it's a pneumatic tool. That means you don't need electricity to run that handpiece, that point machine, but you need an air compressor which is strong enough to run our point machine. It needs 6 bar of air pressure, and that's why I choose that compressor. You can choose a similar one. That's a 4 horsepower, 4 motor air compressor with a 200-liter tank, and that's pretty enough to run this point machine. If you manufacture jewelry in a big scale, I'm sure there is a much bigger compressor in your factory, probably 500-liter or even bigger. But if you are a small producer and if you even don't have an air compressor, I really recommend that 200-liter silent compressor. I bought it in local market in Turkey, but it's important, which means you can probably find it in any country you are. You will find different silent compressors in the market. Some are produced by Europe, Italy, Germany has good factories, and some are Eastern equivalents which are produced probably in Taiwan, Korea, China. You will also find good quality if you check carefully. We have 5 group of point tools. Let's start with the first one, the standard point tool. It has 3 sizes, small, medium and big. Here I have 3 sizes in my hand, small, medium, big, and let's see how we fix them on the point machine. You will find such 2 keys inside the box, and that are more than enough to fix your tools. I'm fixing my little tool on the big part, and the big tool open the small part, exactly the opposite. Then fix my tool, then screw back tight to be sure that my tool is safe and I can start working. When I'm sure that my tool is fixed and it's safe, here on the back side I just turn 1 time and the machine starts. I'm starting with the medium size because it's the most popular point tool, and I will start using it on the surface of that bracelet. Here I made my first cut with medium tool. You can see many of them as an imitation stone. Here I have the small tool. That's a smaller size, and we call it just small point tool. And the dots will be much smaller, and it's much easier to use this tool. As it's smaller, it's easier to control. Here I'll show you the small tool. As you can see the difference, the medium tool and the small tool, it's much smaller and it's actually much more looking like stones. Let's continue with the big point tool. Be careful, that's more difficult to use it because it's big and of course it has more balance problem, so you must be much more careful using it. Here I completed the big tool. I made it two places because it's much bigger, so you can see it easier. If you compare, the size is getting bigger and bigger. I told you it's more difficult to use it, so here you can see in this point I was out of control. As I always tell you, you must always be sitting when you are using your tools. That will give much better effects. Here I am with the second group of tools. CNC point we call it. Why we call it CNC point? Because the first group of point tool has a 150 degree standard degree and the CNC point has a 110, 160 two side degrees. Numbers, what I mean 110, 160, that means the degree of CNC tools which we use in CNC machines. What means CNC point? We have also CNC machines and we have tools for CNC machines. We make these tools 110 degree one side, 160 degree the other side. When we copied our own tools to the hand cutting with the same result as CNC machines, we call them CNC point tools. We have 6 sizes of CNC point tools, but today I will use 1 mm, which is the most popular one. Here is my CNC tool. Here also you can see the effects. As you have seen, not the other tools are, the point is in the center, but CNC tool has a border and the central part is much bigger, just like our CNC machines make on bangles. As I told you, we have 6 sizes for CNC tools for the point tool: 0.5, 0.75, 1 mm, 1.25 mm, 1.5 mm and 2 mm. Next tool is ball tool. Here is a ball and our tool has a half ball shape, so when I use it on the bracelet you will get half of a ball on the bracelet. I used 1.25 mm size. That's one of the popular sizes for ball tool. Let's see how it look like. Here you see small half balls on my bracelet. That's 1.25 mm. I have different sizes from 0.5, 0.75, 1 mm, 1.25, 1.5 and 2 mm. We can also produce special sizes if you are interested. How did you like ball tool? It was good, it was easy to use. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm using one size of each type of tool, but just go to our YouTube page, you will find more detailed each tool used demonstration. Just click on the right top corner, I put a information tab so you can find much more videos about different sizes. Our next tool is circle tool. As you understand from the name, it makes a circle. So when the circle is done, the inside part is empty. So you will get a circle shape. They call it Audi because of when you put 4 circles, or the Olympics when you put several circles, inside will be empty and outside will be shining. I fixed my tool. I opened my hand point machine and let's go. Here you see my circles. I made many of them, even here that part you can see. Inside is not engraved and outside there is a circle. We also have different size circles starting from 0.5, 0.75, 1 mm, 1.5 to we can make circles up to 3-4 mm, because as the idea of the circle is to make a big round, it makes sense to make a big circle. You can just order us your size. Have a check our YouTube channel also to see video of each size of the circle to get better idea about how they look like. Let's continue with the next tool, the last point tool, lining tool. Lining tool means there are different circles inside each other, so you will get a liney view. There are different sizes, of course, but that's my last tool. That's why I want a big finishing, a great finishing, so I choose a big size 2.5 mm 3 lines tool. Here is my lining tool. As you can see, there are several circles inside each others. We have different size from 1 mm 3 line, 1.5 mm 3 line, 2 mm, 2, 3, 4 line options, even 3 mm 3, 4 lines. Just have a look at our catalog or website. Here you can see several types, and we have even more size, and we can even make your special orders for the lining tools. That gives a nice finishing on your especially big items, bracelets, bangles. That was a little demonstration about the point tools and about our point machine, pneumatic point machine. You can always use our point machine. It's fast, 80,000 RPM, it's precise, it's working really easy. It has a 90-degree head. It's very easy to work with it. When you get our starter tool set, you will get 4 pieces of most popular point tools. You can also use them with your set, or you can buy them separately. I just show you few popular models. We have over 30 models for the point tools. You can choose one by one and get the one you like, the one most convenient for your product. I hope you liked today's video. I hope it was useful for you. Thank you so much for watching us. Thank you so much for your interest in our products. See you next video. Take care.